G'day guys and girls, I got a different type of video for you today. Recently there was a survey that went up about invasions mode. I'm just going to dismiss this, interrupting my speech. Asking players how they felt about invasions mode. Now, so this video is going to be all positive. There's going to be no ripping on anybody, you know, because I am a Mortal Kombat fan, believe it or not. I mean, I make custom t-shirts, you know, like I go to events when I can, you know. But I do like Mortal Kombat. But there's problems in Invasions mode. And I think that's a good place to start. I'm going to list the problems and then my silly idea that I think would be a step towards fixing it. Anyway, here we go. I've mentioned some of this on streams, but this is a dedicated video to it. So, the first problem in Invasions mode. Repetitive. And please forgive me if I make spelling errors. I'm not the best speller, but repetitive fighting. Right. Repetitive fighting. The problem is that you're in Invasions, you're fighting all the time, right? And that's okay for grinding the silver coins that get you through the season. But once that's done, what do? What's it for? It's for nothing. There's no premium reward. There's no chance of a skin or something new. It's just always going to give you the same thing. Gold coins, silver coins, crowns. That becomes repetitive. Once you've beat the season, once you've bought all the seasonal contents and emptied the shrine, there's nothing to do anymore. That's it. You know what I mean? And this is coming from someone who does not play online. I do not play online. Okay? I can't compete with these people. You know? And I need to do a video about casual versus competitive players, because I've got my 2 cents on that and no one's really mentioned my point of view so far. But that's later. Repetitive fighting. For lackluster, feel like a teacher, reward. That didn't last very long. I'll put that up there. Alright, for lackluster rewards. And yeah, forgive the writing. I've got it on a janky stand as well too, so it doesn't help things. Yeah, lackluster rewards doesn't give you anything. So that's problem number 1. Alright. Problem number 2. Secret fights. Or secret and ambush fights do nothing. So, secret and ambush fights do nothing. Same thing. You unlock a secret fight, which is a great idea. Every node has a secret. That got me when Derek Ketzig said that on the podcast. I'm like, something to do. Look for secrets, you know? But you don't get rewarded for it. You get the same thing as doing a normal fight. Gold coins, silver coins. So it's like, why would I waste my time grinding a secret? Or even, I know you have to complete an ambush, you got no choice. For nothing. You don't get dragon crystals, you don't get skins, you don't get anything, you know? And this is where my idea is going to come into fruition. Not necessarily has to be premium content giveaway, but I have an idea to make this an actual game. And this is just my silly idea. It might suck. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. Right? Storage for items is crap. Storage for items is crap. Mate, you give us 5 storage. Or is it consumables? Whatever. You give us the 5 storage, the items that you use before a fight. There's 5 boxes. That's... You should have learnt this from the talismans. We're getting it. You fixed it with the talismans. You took them out. But we were getting the same thing. A talisman every time. But you didn't fix it for the items or consumables, whatever you want to call them. And it's the same thing. Like, you didn't fix it. It's the same annoyance. Every time I beat a fight, it's like, you got an item. And I'm holding 3 keys, because I don't want to have to teleport back to the stupid shop man to find a key. So everyone walks around with 3 keys when they're doing invasions, so they can just open the chest on the spot and not have to backtrack and find the stupid shop man to give us a key. So most of us are carrying 3 keys or 2 keys. That's like, what, say 50% of your storage or more gone. So the problem is that every time you win, you get some item and it's like your storage is full because you only give us 5 storage. Like, it's ridiculous too when there's literally, when you go into Chaos Realm, you get like 4 chests in a row and each one gives you an item. So it gives you 1, 2, 3 items, there goes my lid, in a row, you know, and it's like storage full, storage full, storage full. Like, it's like, come on, man. That needs to be doubled to 10. That at least makes it manageable. But I mean, 15 would be nice. At least you could hold on to them, use them, sell them, whatever. That makes that a game. Okay, I can get some money back for that if I want to buy something from Shopman. You know, having 5 makes it so you can't sell them. It makes it annoying. And it just generally ruins the idea of the game. Like, if you can hold them, you can sell them, you can use them later, or you can, use them in a fight, whatever. So, storage for items is crap. Okay? What else? Elemental chart. Elemental chart is for non-MKers. Alright, so next we have elemental chart is confusing for non-MKers. So, the elemental chart is something I introduced in this game. Now, as some of you might know, I love Pokemon Go. I play that game all the time, and I never played old Pokemon games. I just like the phone game. And so I had to learn about the types. I had to learn that, water beats fire. Grass beats water, water beats whatever it is. I had to learn all these, how it works in Pokemon Go. What overpowers what, psychic beats fighting, etc. Fighting beats whatever it is. See, I don't even know I'm 100%. I know most of them, but anyway. For a non-MK, I was like, why is this in the game? And I feel like the bridge to connect this to the rest of Invasions is a bridge too far. And again, my idea to fix this, I believe, helps this. And so I'm just going to move on. What am I forgetting? Alright. They're the main problems. They're the main problems that I think Invasions has. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about, the repetitive fighting and lackluster rewards, that's something that needs to be fixed. You need to be able to, while you're grinding, there maybe needs to be a chance of getting something that's better than just gold or silver coins or crowns. Whether it be, I'm trying to think I want to say dragon crystals. Look, I understand this game is a business, and I do understand that they want to make money. I get that, but I feel like you need to be a bit more generous with the players to keep them playing the game, right? You want us to play it for 3 to 4 years, and you want to drop skins every week and put the best skins in the shop and give us the dregs. That's what it feels like. You need to be a bit more generous with rewards. That's the biggest problem. And if you're more generous with rewards, people will play. They will play this. And I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying you have to give out a whole bunch. But my idea was every time you win a fight, that you got 1 or 2 dragon crystals, right? So you got those skins in there for 600. That's 600 fights. That's a lot. But at least you're always playing and you're getting something back. Even if it is a drip feed, you're getting something with some value, and you're not obviously just going here and giving us everything straight up, right? You still got to grind to earn it. I'm leaning more towards 2, because 600 fights, 300 fights for a skin, that's fair. You put in the time, you win, you get it, But obviously there'd have to be balance. You'd have to look at how fast you can complete a fight. Like if you power up your character all the way, or so those would have to be things that you take into account. Maybe if you win the fight, in under 5 seconds, you don't get a Dragon Crystal reward or something, or 10 seconds, you know, it has to be an actual, you know, amount of time to grind, I guess. Secondly, secret and ambush fights do nothing. I feel like in the game, you got the swirling, like, node, right, of fire, you know? And I feel like they all have a secret, right? But I'm going to use Mario World as an example. In Mario World, and this is a bad example because it's black and white, you had a dot in Mario World, right? And it was, if it was yellow, it meant there was no secret in this level. If it was red, it meant there was two exits. And we've all played Mario World. If you haven't, you're a disgrace. Anyway, red, 2 exits, right? So you got your normal exits that gives you your normal path, whip, and then you had like a secret exit, blip, 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 and we'll go over here to something, like a switch palace or something, you know? Right? That's a perfect system. It visually, you can see yellow, okay, no secret. Red, secret, right? Straight off the bat. This, it's just like, there's no indicator of the secret. If you've ever done the secret, if you've completed it, other than these paths. These paths are weird. This like, oh look, it's red, now it's, but on this side, it's blue. I think it's confusing, do you know what I mean? I don't understand why this just doesn't fill in and connect, you know, with maybe arrows, you know, because when you go this way, then you go this way, and then this one's like half like that, and then that one's half like that, and then there's, you know, and then this one's half like that, and then there's nothing, and then this one's half. It just looks weird. I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. Like, these paths should fully connect, personally. And I think that would make it better. But even if you don't do the path thing, where's my sponge? Even if you don't do my silly path idea, right? It is kind of silly. I don't know. I just think it's weird the way the paths display. I think the GUI's a bit weird on that. Let's just get rid of that. Even if you don't do the path idea, right? This first node, I feel like it should have a tick. Done. Right? I know the fire stops swirling, like when you've done it, but I feel like sometimes, I know it's like, not on fire, like, is like done, and like aggressive is done. I feel like it's not as clear. I feel like just something saying, yep, done, a tick, and then secret fight. Also, you know, an indicator. Have you done the secret on this node? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a path like in Mario World, but just something that says, have you done the normal fight and have you done the secret fight? So 2 ticks, maybe even, means you've done the secret fight and the normal fight, right? Now, you added something in the Mesas that said how complete it was. I think that was great, but having this idea would also, you can move around and know, you know, which, if you missed one, you know, if you missed a secret. And as I said, doing a secret fight from each node, that's going to be a lot of work. So the reward should be something good, you know, maybe instead of 25 silver coins, you give us 1,000 for doing a secret, even though I think the coins are kind of boring. Maybe 5 dragon crystals. You know, once off, right? Once off reward for doing the secret. You can't repeat secrets. That's what I reckon. Or maybe you can, but you don't get the premium reward again, right? Something like along those lines. That's my idea for the secret fights. You heard my idea for the storage. This needs to be upgraded. The elemental chart is confusing for non-MKers. So I'll get to that later because that ties into what I'm saying. Now, I think the first problem about repetitive fighting, and I'm going to wipe all this now, is this. stubborn. Alright. The first problem is this. The mesas, right? The mesa. You got what? I don't remember what it looks like. You got the floating items, right? Wooshies up here. I don't know. You got the one in the middle, the portal. Woo up here. You got the Titan. That end sucks. You know, you got Shang Tsung's lab, I don't know, Living Forest, whatever, right? You got all these floating things, right? And each season, you got the boss one, right? The new boss, right? But you still have to repeat this. Oh, not that one. To get to it. Having to do this over and over again is boring. Especially with no rewards, like I was saying, with nothing to do. I feel like this is a problem. Having to do this shit over and over again. Right? Now, I'm not saying you can't update these each season and add new challenges in there. But I feel like skip having to do it all again. And so my idea would be this. Okay. This is my idea for the Mesa. Right, the Titan thing's fine. The Titan thing can stay as it is. It pops in there for a week and disappears. That's fine. It can stay in the corner, whatever, right? My idea is this. Every time you add a season... I'm going to get rid of that for this example. Right. I feel like the Mesa should be in order. Right? So... like forest. I forget the order, but the order that you did them in. Right, whatever. Oh, it was Feng Zhen or whatever. Feng Zheng. Right, whatever the order is. Shang Tsung, you know, oh, Sando, whatever, right? I feel like they should stay in order, and you never have to repeat them if you don't want to. But then you got S1 boss, right? That's done. So maybe that locks when season 2, 3, 4, whatever comes out, so you can't just repeat this one. Or maybe you make it so you can repeat it. I don't know. But the idea is that you don't have to repeat these again. When each new season drops, right? It adds a new Mesa. S2 boss. Right? So if I want, I can go straight here and do this Mesa. I might not have time to do all this shit again. I can go straight here if I want. And then when S3 drops, same thing. And that was a terrible circle. I can go straight there and just do it. And I'm sorry about the light reflection. That's the light. But you get what I'm saying. There you go. So yeah, as each one drops, it adds a new one, S4, right? And so you don't have to repeat these if you don't want to, but with each season change, these can still change, right? These can still change. And I feel like this would make this less annoying. And you know, season 5, season 6, it just keeps going. Season 7, 8, 9, I don't know how many they're doing, right? That's my idea for that. Right? And here comes the juicy stuff. The juicy stuff. Alright. I feel like the main issue with invasions and towers... Oh, I forgot. That's what I forgot. The towers. I'll just say it now. So, the towers in... Not the separate towers. The towers in invasions. Daily tower. Weekly tower. Is that a monthly one? Monthly one. Those give you nothing. There's no point to playing them. I played one once or twice. And I'm like... It just gives me coins like everything else. So the rewards seem to be... just not worth it. Not worth my time. Other than, you know... When it says complete a tower... You go to the shortest daily tower and just... That's the only reason I would do it, right? So, my idea is this. And this is where things get crazy. This is where you might go, that's stupid. Alright. I'm willing to take the heat, man. So, I feel like... the portal Mesa, or gateway, is it gateway? Looks very, I don't know, when you see it on the Mesa thing, it's like snowy and green, it looks cool. But when you go there, it looks like a rock. It's like sandy and like boring. I just feel like, sorry if you're from the Middle East, I feel like that doesn't look visually attractive. So I had an idea that maybe that part, either they add a new Mesa, and I'm leaning towards it being called the Elemental Tower. Elemental Tower. Hear me out. So, I'm thinking a new tower, new graphics, because all the towers look the same. It's a bit, I don't know, a new tower that looks crystalline. I can feel them. They're like, oh no, he's going to tell us to give out free dragon crystals. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I know a new tower that looks cool. That looks like they're made out of crystals, right? I can't draw. Alright. Right. Each box. Tower. Cool crystal. With a swirling clouds around the top. Lightning. You know. Rain. Fire. All elements around this tower. Maybe fire down here. I don't know. Some chaos swirls. Of chaos energy. Some dark clouds, you know. So this is the Elemental Tower. And the idea is that there is a battle on each floor that gives you dragon crystals, right? Now you get this tower once every season. So you can earn some dragon crystals by completing this tower. Now each tower, I was thinking, have a dragon that you fight instead of a person. So an actual dragon, because they're dragon crystals. I don't know, this is just my silly idea. An actual dragon, like, I don't know, like Dragonite. He's happy. You know. He's fat. Sorry, I can't draw for shit. You know. You know, a dragon on each floor. That's dragon. Right. And each dragon has an elemental power. So this might be a fire dragon. Right? Now this battle should be hard to tough to do. And I feel like to beat each floor, you need a fire talisman. Sorry about the pentagram. But, you know, I learned to draw them ages ago. It was a Last Ninja thing, actually. It wasn't a satanic thing. Anyway. Talisman, right? With the stones. Oh, sorry. A fire dragon, you would use a water talisman. And this helps you to win this fight. So you need to find a water talisman, right? You need to power it up. Like we were doing in Season 2. We were grinding the tower. And then I did the video on making the ultimate talisman that can give you a whole bunch of shots and you can win the fight easily. So you build a water talisman. And then you can use it to fight this dragon, right? Then when you win, you get a DK award. DK, I know, 100. Just thinking out of the box. You guys do the financial balancing on your end. But a Dragon Crystal reward. Has to be a Dragon Crystal reward. This cannot be skins. This has to be a cool mechanic that's going to get people in. I feel like then that this idea too, to unlock each fight on the tower, you need to find a key. So these are actually locked, right? And this is where I connect it to invasions, right? There's a keyhole. It's like a door, I guess. You know? It's like a door on each one that's locked on each floor, right? But, you know, you can have him flying around there or something, I don't know. Whatever. You do the graphics. The graphics are awesome in this game, by the way. I love this graphics. So, to get to this fight, you need a key, and you're going to need a talisman to win. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard unless you're really good. Maybe you can beat it without a talisman, right? So, where do you get the keys? Invasions. So, doing those mesas I talked about, and I've deleted them, wiped them off. So maybe there's a guy. I'm going to hijack part of the board here. So let's say this is the invasions mode, right? These are the nodes, right? Right. Right. You have a guy running around. Either the collector or a new character who's like a dragon keeper, right? And the guy, he has keys, right? Now, he either moves around quickly and you have to intercept him like a game. And when you intercept him, you fight him, he drops the key, prize, sort of like deception. You get a key, right? Fire key. Fire key. This is how my mind works when I'm in off time, by the way. I just think about things. I'm there sitting there playing invasions, and I'm like, man, this is just repetitive. It's just, there's nothing to it. This adds at least some sort of type of game where you got to get the key unlocks the floor, you can fight him, but maybe he's too tough, he beats you. So then you build a talisman, you beat him, you get a premium reward, bang! That's the idea, right? That's my main idea for this, right? And so either you chase this guy to get a key, or you have to find him in the nodes. And maybe he's hiding in the secret, and it says, either, you got an option. Either, here's a node, right? Maybe there's like, I don't know, an arrow blinking at it. You know? Indicating he's here. Bing, 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 bing. You just go in. But maybe you have to unlock the secret fight to get to it. Secret fight maybe gives you that. Or, as I said, you chase him around, you stop him, you hit him. Sort of like in Conquest mode. Pa! The first person you punch drops a key, right? Maybe like that. You get a key. And then it just rinse repeat. So you either have a system to chase this guy or fight him. He gives you a key. Key unlocks the floor. You can do the fight. You can fight the fire dragon. The next floor is the water dragon. The next floor is the chaos aura dragon. You got the blood dragon, etc. Right? You do the whole tower. You get dragon crystal rewards for each floor. And then once you complete the tower, it just shatters. I love that idea. I love that. When the towers expired in MKX, I just collapsed. Gone. That was visually cool. I feel like there's nothing visually cool in this, other than it looking amazing. You got the res, you got the graphics. It looks. This game is pretty. It really is. But you need a bit more attitude in there. It's like staring at an oil painting painted by some famous person. It's great, but after a while, it's not that exciting. You know. So, I don't know, it shatters, you know, that's it, it's gone. And then it says, come back next season for another dragon tower, right? And then you have the same thing in the next season, or maybe you mix it up. Maybe change the dragons to something else. I picked dragons because they're dragon crystals, and I thought maybe you could, maybe even write a better story that these guys are like Anagas, like, I don't know, elite guards or something, I don't know, some story connection or something, you know, and that's basically my idea. This makes invasions fun. I think it does. It gives you a reason to look through old mesas, to look for the Dragon Keeper guy. It gives you a reason to do secret fights, maybe, or ambushes. Maybe you can only get them from an ambush. You know, it gives you a reason to move around and play. And you still don't have to do the old mesas that you've already done. You don't have to do the forest. You don't have to do Sundown. You can go there if you're looking for this guy instead. Do you know what I mean? You can just do the new season straight away. Bang. Off the bat. Because you teased us. You went, here's a teaser look at Rampart. And then you showed us the video. And then season 2 came out and I had to do all those old mesas to play it. I was like, oh, this made me mad. I just wanted to play the new Mesa because I'd already played those ones. And there was nothing to make them any different. I also think, and my last point. Right. One last look at my crap idea. I don't know. I think it's good. But, you know, we all think our ideas are good, right? I need someone else to comment. I'm sure all the haters will come on. That's stupid. You're stupid. Yeah, cool. Good on you. It's getting dirty. I've said this many times with invasions. You've got an overhead look, right? Let's say this is the gameplay window, right? And you can see your guys here, right? And he's on a node. And you can see the next node. You can see the node that way, or this way, that way, or that way. You can see everything, right? And it looks good. It shows off, you know, there might be a bridge here with water. You know, maybe there's a waterfall. You know, there's a tree here. Gives you a look at everything, right? But it shows you too much. And I feel like if it was perspective, like MK Deception, and I know you guys are sick of hearing about how great MK Deception is, but I mean, the game was awesome, right? So where it's like, you can follow the path. This is your perspective. I don't know. There's a hand. He's waving. That's a bad hand. You know what I'm saying? So it's your perspective. So you have to look. You have to walk, follow the path. You can see everything close up. The bushes here. I know there's a house here. You know. It's your perspective. Walking through the living forest. Walking through the Sundown Festival. Maybe you could have it so it's switchable between. But I feel, and you even showed it when you showed off Rampart. You had the camera really low when you did the teaser for it, and it was low to the ground and it was following the path. It looks so much better, that perspective. It looks so much better when it was like close up and personal. You don't want to show too much straight away, right? The person wants to see this, but not all at once. You want to keep them invested. So if they're walking this way, they're going to see this part, then this part, then this part. You know, they're going to move through this. Right? You're not just going to show it all to them at once. Repetitive fight, repetitive fight, repetitive fight, repetitive. You get what I'm saying, right? So, I mean, that's basically it. That's basically my idea. That's my dumb idea for Invasions mode. I don't know. I feel like it. Oh, sorry. One other thing. The reason the talismans. I knew I always do this. I always leave something out. The reason about the other reason with the elemental tower. The other reason I think it should be an elemental tower, and it should be tied to a talisman, is it then makes that chart of fire, I don't know, water, you know, blood. Chaos, it's like a curly thing, fighting, God, that's terrible, dark, the yin yang thing, you know, you got all these elements, right? This at least gives you an idea with, you know, fire dragon, you know, when you go on these elements, it might tell you, water beats fire. Just so people who aren't familiar with Pokemon know what the hell this is. And so when they go into the elemental chart, they'll be like, okay, I need to beat the fire dragon. He's obviously fire. The water talisman says that water defeats fire. I will build a water talisman. I will go gather all the consumables like we did in my grind video. All the, you know, Jinsei Jinsei essence, add all the charges, you know, all the extra damage. Then I'll fight the dragon and I'll get paid. Yeah. I just feel like that ties, because the elemental chart feels so disjointed from this game. It's like this separate thing. It's like this thing, you do these fights and you get these things applied to you, but no one really looks at it, and a lot of people are confused by it because it's just sitting there in the background. This brings it up into the foreground a bit more with this tower. This is like, okay, now I'm looking at the elemental tower. It tells me what to do. It tells me that, you know, water beats fire. And like in that, it's really obvious because obviously you put out a fire with water, right? But it gets weird. Like, I don't know, in Pokemon Go, for example, fighting. It's like, what beats fighting? What beats fighting? And we come up with little things to help us remember. So, a friend of mine who plays, she always says, fighting is defeated by psychic power because you mess with their heads. Do you know what I mean? You mess with the fighter might be super strong, super powerful, but you use psychic powers on him. He can't think, he can't fight, right? So, sorry, I'm reminded of Karate Kid 3. If a fighter can't think, he can't fight. Anyway, Terry Silver. But yeah, that brings the elemental chart into play, brings it up front. It connects invasions to, you know, the Gateway Tower. It gives you better premium rewards. You get an actual cool skin. Doing secret fights or normal fights, if you get a small premium reward, keeps players invested in playing, even if they're just grinding over and over again. And I feel like this makes invasions fun. This is just one idea that I think would make invasions a lot more fun, a lot more great, having to hunt down the keys, hunt down the elemental dragons to do the tower, you know. I just think it's a, you know, because you might have, another example, you might have water key, right? Excuse me, water key. It's supposed to be a droplet, right? But the first floor might be fire. You can't do anything until you find the fire key, because the water floor is here, right? So then you have to find the next key, you know? And the other one after that, and the one after that. And so you got 10. There's 10 elements, I think, from memory. So, 10 floor tower, you can get maybe 1,000 dragon crystals if you get 100 for each one. Yeah. Completing each dragon challenge, you know? And that's it. That's my idea. I want to thank you guys for watching. I don't know what you guys are going to think. Be interesting to see the comments, you know? But I feel like this helps invasions. This at least adds a game inside a game where it's just fight over and over again for nothing. Whereas if you're exploring the mesas now, you're looking for the dragon guy, you know, you're fighting, you're getting a little bit of a drip-fed premium currency. The secret fights might give you a bit more. Maybe they give you 50 dragon crystals or 5 or something, and then they lock out or something. Yeah, so they're all my ideas. Feel free to use them to the realm. If you like them, you know, I don't care. I like seeing my ideas in the game. I like being referenced in the game, you know. And I have been referenced in the Mortal Kombat games a few times. You know, I get a kick out of that. I don't care. I'm not looking for a paycheck, so, you know. And if you want to talk to me, reach out to me, you know. But, you know, all my ideas are here, you know. Feel free to use them. So, yeah. I mean, not saying you got to, but I'm just saying, if you want to, you can. You know. That's it. Alright, that's this video. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.